Hi everybody! Today we're gonna make an educational Scratch project about natural science and magnetism. Well, I have to say I have related it to magnetism, but actually this is a game that you can relate to whatever you want, or you can just make it for fun, okay? Basically, there are some objects falling from the sky. Some of them are magnetic, others are not magnetic, and with our mouse we're controlling a magnet, and we have to try to catch those magnetic objects. Here in this video I will show you the basic program that you can make, and after that I will show you other ways so that you can improve it and make it more interesting, more challenging, and so on. Alright? So if you're ready, let's get started. Well, first of all you have to go to Pixabay, and I have downloaded this sprite. You can take any magnet, but this is the one I liked the most. So I'm going to upload it, and now in direction I'm gonna set 0. I'm gonna put it here and make it a little bit smaller, even smaller. Okay, that's fine. Well, first of all we have to control the magnet. Probably you are thinking of this way, which is something we've already used. We used it in the changes of state project, but in this case it doesn't work because I don't want the magnet to fly. I only want the magnet to be moved in the horizontal axis. So I want the magnet to have the same X position, remember X is the horizontal axis, as my mouse. So instead of going to mouse pointer, I'm going to set X to mouse X. And that way, okay, I can move it, but it doesn't matter the height of my mouse pointer, the magnet is always going to be there. So this is the only code that the magnet has to do, and now let's start with the most complicated part, which is not very complicated, you will see. I'm going to choose a sprite, for example, bananas. Well, you know, bananas are non-magnetic objects. Later on we will make the code, which is going to be similar to the bananas, for a magnetic object. What are the bananas going to do? Well, when green flag clicked, we have to place the bananas up there. So I'm going to add a backdrop that is going to help us do that, which is the XY grid. As you see, the height of the Scratch screen is 360 pixels, okay? From the center, which is x0, y0, it's negative 180 down and 180 up. So if we want the bananas to appear there, and if they are above this position, as you see, this is y200, we could put at the beginning, go to y200, but x, okay, the x position, the horizontal position, has to vary, has to be different from the first bananas to the next bananas, because if not, all the bananas are going to be falling from the same place. So if I want some bananas to appear here, others here, we have to pay attention to the width of the screen, which goes from negative 240 until 240. So I'm going to pick random in the x position from negative 240 to 240, and if I click on green flag, you can see the bananas that are going to different positions. Next step, we have to make them fall down. To make them fall down, we have to change the y-axis, and we have to change it by a negative number because we want them to go down. So in motion, we're gonna change y by a negative number, which could be negative 5. And for how long are they going to be falling? Well, they're going to be falling until they are touching the magnet or the ground. So I'm going to create the ground. I'm going to paint. I'm going to make it red as if it was lava. And I'm going to place it here. This here. Let's see. All right. So as we said, the bananas, by the way, I can get rid of this backdrop already. As we said, the bananas are going to be going down, and we're going to repeat this until the bananas are touching either the magnet or the lava. So I take an OR and I put repeat until touching magnet or touching lava. Let's see. They stop because they're touching lava, so this program finishes. And sorry, they were touching the magnet, not the lava, and now they are touching the lava. So after this, we want them again to go up and repeat this. So just by putting here a forever, as you see, this is repeated again and again. But now we need more things. We need, for example, a score to count how many points we're getting. So you know that's a variable, score, the variable is here, and we have to say that after this, if the bananas are touching the magnet, so in the bananas, if touching magnet, as this is a non-magnetic object and we are not supposed to catch it, we're going to lose 1 point. So in variables, we're going to change score by -1. Let's try. Okay, as you see, we're losing points. And obviously at the beginning of the game, we're going to set score to 0. So we have the non-magnetic object. Let's add a magnetic object, for example, a bell. We're going to pass this program to the bell, but now the difference is that if we're touching the magnet, we get 1 point. And we could also do that if the bell touches the lava, which means we haven't been able to catch the bell, we also lose 1 point. So if, well, we could use this. If touching lava, change score by -1. Let's try. I touch the bell, I get point. If the bell is not caught, if it touches the lava, as you see, I'm losing points. And if I touch the bananas, I lose points as well. Okay. Okay, so that's working, and now let's add some things to make this game better. For example, probably you're wondering, this is a bit boring because the objects are all the time the same. You have several possibilities. One possibility is adding new objects and passing this program to those objects. In that case, instead of having 2 objects falling at the same time, falling simultaneously, you would have 3, 4, or 5. Well, that's up to you. But I'm not going to explain to you how to do that because it's super basic. Another option, you could have only 2 objects, but those objects with different costumes. For example, let's go to the bananas, and I'm going to add a baseball, and I'm also going to add another costume, which is going to be bread. So in this case, the object bananas has 3 costumes: bananas, baseball, and bread. So before placing the object, we're going to switch costume to a random costume. As I have 3 costumes, I'm gonna pick random from 1 to 3. So now I have bananas, but now I have a baseball. Now I have bananas again, bananas again, now bread. In that case, this is random, and sometimes the same costume could be repeated for a while. In other cases, one costume could not be chosen for a while. If you don't want that, instead of this, you could put next costume, and you will have a different costume every time. Well, that's up to you. And another thing that we could change is the speed, because the objects are falling at the same speed all the time. So if we want the speed to change, if we want the speed to vary, we need a variable. So let's go to variables. I'm gonna create one called speed. I'm gonna leave it here, but later we can hide it because that's not necessary. And the bananas are going to change y by speed, as well as the bell. So let's code it in the bell. For example, at the beginning, we're gonna set speed, and keep in mind it has to be a negative number so that it goes down. I'm gonna set it to -5, but I could do, for example, that if we have 10 points, so if score equals 10, we're going to set speed to -8. Keep that in mind. If we have 15, we could set speed to -10. In the case of 20 points, -12. Well, those are things you could do. Let's try. You see now speed is -5. And with one more point, they start falling faster, and now even faster, and now even faster. Well, as you see now it's more complicated, but it's still possible. Okay, and if you want, you can also add an and to the game. You could do, for example, if score equals 25, we're going to broadcast, where is it? It's here. We're going to broadcast a message which will be victory. I'm gonna hide the speed, by the way, as you see that works. And I'm gonna create a sprite saying you won. And the sprite you won at the beginning of the game is gonna be hidden, and when I receive victory it's going to show. And obviously we're gonna stop the rest of the programs so that the game stops. So we're going to stop all. So let's try this basic game. We start with score 0. This part is very easy. Now it's even faster. Okay, and here we have the you won message and the game stops. So that's the game, guys. Well, as you can imagine, there are more things that you could do. You can add sounds, for example. That could be a good idea to make the game more interesting. You could add more objects to make it more challenging, and hopefully, as you are so imaginative, you will have other ideas that I haven't said in this video. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye.